Hey guys, so just wanted to update everybody since my last video. So I've posted about 2 videos and unfortunately I haven't had a chance to update everybody since I started Candid Co, since I started wearing the actual liners. So I had actually recorded a video of me trying my aligners for the first time, and unfortunately my storage on my phone actually ran out, so I had it on 2 videos, and I'm still trying to get kind of the hang of how to post these videos, so I do apologize. I know the quality is not great. But I just wanted to make the videos to help somebody out there that is in the same situation as me and is just trying to kind of figure this all out. And I know there's a lot of videos out there now, so I think that's awesome because it does help people really get an idea of what this concept is really about. And it's really a lot to kind of maneuver in the beginning, and I think having a lot of people giving their background and their experiences is really beneficial to a lot of people. So with that being said, I just wanted to update you on last couple of months. So basically I have been wearing my liners for about 2 months now, I think, and so it's been quite an adventure. I wanted to kind of just give you guys like some updates as far as things that you may experience that I ran into, just kind of things that might help somebody out there. So a lot of the things that they say are pretty standard, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have a slight lisp. It does go away with time. The first set I had was really, really bad. At least I thought so. Everybody said that they didn't even notice. So you definitely feel more self-conscious about it than people really, I think, can tell. As soon as you tell someone, then they, of course, will notice it a little bit more. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience. The lisp has gone away a little bit, but it's still there. I can still hear it. You guys probably can't. So just try not to let that get to you because most people won't notice. I will say it's really annoying to have to brush your teeth every single time you eat. And you can't snack, which I'm sure a lot of people have said. I'm a big snacker, so it's been hard. It's been an adjustment. I've kind of had to try and adjust how much I eat. Like, instead of having a snack and a smaller meal, I'm having a little bit larger meals, and I'm trying to keep them like really well balanced so that I don't get as hungry. My body is kind of slowly starting to get used to this. I had been working with a trainer who kind of got my body trained to eat a lot of small meals, and so now I'm having to retrain my body to only eat 3 meals a day because of the braces. It's just too hard to have to take them out all the time with the snacking and everything. You can totally do it, but you're already brushing and flossing, so you can hear it now. It's harder to say certain words. So you're already brushing and flossing so much in the day that you kind of don't even want to bother with having to do it for like a piece of candy or something. It's just not worth it. So that's kind of that. That is super annoying. I will say that this concept, this process, is definitely not for someone who is not disciplined. It's if you're not a disciplined person, if you aren't like a habitual person, I think it will be a little bit more difficult. Just because there's no one there to tell you, okay, you gotta, brush your teeth and you gotta floss them and you gotta make sure you're keeping them in. And it can be super easy to get off track if you, have a lot of social gatherings. It's really, really hard with social gatherings. I've gone to like a baby shower, I've gone to dinner with friends, and, a lot of those events are, or even like a movie, you don't think about it until you have these, but all these social events, like, it's kind of just snacking. It's not like, let me sit down and have a full meal and then I'm gonna, be done with it. You go to a movie and people want popcorn and you're just kind of lightly snacking on that through the whole movie. You're at a baby shower and they just have finger foods and people are just kind of snacking away. So it is hard and you have to be disciplined. You kind of have to just decide, like, I'm either not going to eat anything while I'm here, just eat before, or you are going to have to be disciplined and sit down, have, all the snacks at the same time, and then brush your teeth, put them back in. Because you are on a time limit, you do have to wear these 22 hours a day, and it's a lot harder than you would think. What I've done is kind of accommodated for 30 minutes for breakfast, 30 minutes for lunch, and then I give myself some leeway for dinner. And that's mostly because on weekends, like, I tend to go out with friends for dinner, drinks, things like that, and so I try to give myself some leeway there. I would say in the beginning, I was really anal about the time. I would time it on my phone and make sure that it wasn't going past the 2-hour mark. And I finally realized that you do need to be disciplined. You do need to stick with it. But you also have to live your life, right? So if there's one night every now and then that you have them out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, it won't kill you. Well, I'll let you know at the end, but I don't think it will kill you to push that every now and then. Now, I'm not saying every day, I'm not saying every week, but just kind of, you want to be able to live your life a little. And I have to do this for 10 months, potentially longer if, I need refinements. And so I have to kind of live my life, and I have to be able to do what I want to do for the most part. Of course, again, within reason. So I think that's kind of what it comes down to. Stick with it, be disciplined. If you have, a random day here or there that, you go a little over, it isn't going to be the end of the world. But with anything, I think in life, the more effort you put into it, the better results you're going to get. So I think the more you stick to that time frame, the more that you are adamant about using your chewies. They do recommend to use those about 3 times a day. So pretty much when you put them back in, to chew on those for, 5 to 10 minutes. If you are committed to it, I think the more you're committed, the better result you'll have at the end, and maybe the less time you might need in refinements and things like that. So that would just be my advice with regards to that. Oh, I did want to mention one thing that I did struggle with in the beginning. So I had an initial conversation with a representative. It was like a video chat, and the person that I spoke with mentioned that I kind of needed to pay attention to how the aligner fits at the end of the 2 weeks. So the idea is that you want them to feel a lot looser. She even mentioned that sometimes they'll be so loose that you will, and I'm sorry guys, I'm using my phone, so it might be a little bit shaky here. That it will be very loose at the end of the 2 weeks, or it should be very loose. And she even mentioned that some people can take them off with their tongue. Now, in the 2 months that I've had these aligners, that has not happened to me. The first aligner set that I had, this did not happen. It did have me a little concerned. I reached out to Candid to try and find out really if I should continue to look for that, what I should be doing. So the person I talked to kind of went a little bit different route. She said that yes, it is going to tend to be a lot looser towards the end of the 2 weeks. However, you're really wanting to pay attention to more so the fit. And when I say the fit, when you first put a new set of aligners in, there is usually like a lot of space between your tooth and the plastic like of the aligner. So you'll see like some gaps in between your tooth and that. And it's pretty obvious when you first put them in. Now, what she mentioned to me was you want to make sure that you're using your chewies very frequently. The more you do it, the better, because it's exercise for your ligaments, and it allows your teeth to move correctly into the space of that aligner. So the more you use those, the better. The other thing she said is you don't want to see gaps at the end of your 2 weeks between your teeth and the aligner like you do in the beginning. So I'm super particular. I don't know if that's the right word, but she gave me this information. I said, okay, I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm going to see like what that looks like at the end of the 2 weeks. And then I'll go from there. She did say that if I did see gaps, that I would need to wear them for another 2 weeks, which sounded terrible to me. So I said, okay, well, that's some incentive to really work on using the chewies, making sure that I'm sticking with that. So at the end of the 2 weeks, I still was not sure if what I was seeing was what they were looking for, as far as the space in between. So I actually sent them a picture of the way that my teeth looked at that very moment. And they responded right away, and they said, this looks fine, you're good to move on. So it was good because I got to move on to the next set. It was also not great because I don't really know what I'm supposed to be seeing at this point. So I'm just trying to stay focused on the chewing, using the chewies a lot, and just making sure that there's not like these huge gaps that I'm seeing in the beginning at the end. I still see a little of a gap, and again, I don't know if that's going to be an issue at the end where I am going to need some refinements, but I'm hopeful that if I stay committed to it, it's not going to be a huge issue. So for what it's worth, that's some information for you guys. Again, I can't reiterate enough that this process is not for someone who is not disciplined with things, who does need that encouragement and that reassurance, there's no one's gonna be there to tell you to brush your teeth more, or you know, to use your chewies more, or that your aligners aren't fitting right, you need to be more focused, whatever. So that's all I can really say at this point. I will say my teeth have gotten a lot straighter, at least on the bottom. The top is going to take some more time. They're moving my molars and that sort of thing. But I didn't actually do it before, but I'll show you the bottoms. So my teeth used to be pushed in a lot more, and now they are rounding that out. And then again, my top teeth, nothing is different. That is really visible to anybody at this point. These teeth are pretty crooked, and that's what I'm waiting on them to move. But that's not going to happen until the very end, of course. So that's kind of my update for you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. But I'm hopeful that some of this content will be helpful to someone that is starting the process or is interested in the process. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week. Bye.